The Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Thank you. Okay, up next we have roll call. Ms. Martinez.
Mayor, Charlie's still trying to get on. Jim, can you give Charlie a call and try to help him?
Certainly can.
Thank you. Okay, so Mayor Coleman?
Here.
Councilor Daniel?
Here.
Councilor Behill?
Here.
Councilor Broyles?
Here.
Councilor Carson?
Here.
Councilor Hensley?
Here.
And Councilor Griego is still trying to log on, but he'll be here.
Okay, good. Thank you. Up next on the agenda, we have the agenda approval.
Mayor, I move that we approve the agenda.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, Ms. Martinez, will you please take the vote?
Yes, sir. Councilor Hensley?
Yes.
Councilor Carson?
Yes.
Councilor Broyles?
Yes.
Councilor Behill?
Yes.
Councilor Daniel?
Yes.
Mayor Coleman?
Yes.
The motion carried unanimously.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Martinez, your Zoom is breaking up a little bit, but we'll let you know if it starts breaking up too much. You can just probably take off the video and then we'll still keep going, okay? All right. Okay, up next we have citizen comments. This is the portion of the agenda where we allow citizens to make comments. We do ask that you keep your comments to within 3 minutes. Your comments will be timed. If you're still talking at the 3-minute mark, I will politely ask you to end your comments at that particular time. Ms. Martinez, will you please give instructions on how to raise your hand, or either if you're either on Zoom or on the phone, so that we can recognize those who would like to make comments?
Yes, sir. If you're on the Zoom app, you'll see a raise your hand button at the bottom of your screen. Go ahead and click that to let me know you want to talk. If you're on the telephone, you'll use that raise your hand feature by dialing *9. And Mayor,
Okay.
It looks like we do have one person with their hand raised.
Okay, what I'm seeing on the screen is the name Carol Russell, but if you could please start making your comments. Hello?
They're
So the name is showing Carol Russell, so if you would unmute yourself and then you could start talking.
This is Dan Russell.
Okay. All right, Dan.
Carol's let me use her computer.
Okay, good, good. Thank you so much, Dan.
Sure. My comment revolves around the 80-acre tract, 75-acre tract on Highway 17 out northeast of Alamosa, and the proposed exchanges or sales that are coming up on those properties. I support economic development in this community. And most of you know I had some history with trying to do a similar project in the past. And my current understanding is there's another proposal similar to that on the table that would use this property that's currently owned by the city for a possible RV park development. I support that. I think it's good for the community. Coupled with that is another proposal where 25 acres of property is going to be exchanged for a piece of property within the city limits of Alamosa, just off of 6th Street. I think that's a very bad idea. I don't see the advantage to the public in general or to the community for that. I think that if you're going to dispose of a city asset, there should be a worthwhile public purpose for it, and economic development is definitely one of those. But I don't think that the property off of 6th Street represents an affirmative value for the city. I think the loss of the 25 acres on Highway 17 is an economic development potential. And if you were acquiring a piece of property that we needed, the public needed, somebody needed, that was going to improve development for the community, create jobs, if that property on 6th Street was somehow tied up and we were in desperate need of it, that's a different issue. But it's not. It's been on the market. I assume it's still on the market. Nobody's acquired it. The 25 acres has never been on the market. I'm sure there are people that have ideas of things that they could do with that would be for the betterment of the community. So I'm very much opposed to that particular part of the transaction, not to the fact that you're considering development of the property. I think that's good. That's all I had to say on it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Russell. We appreciate your comments. Okay, Ms. Martinez, do you see anyone else? I don't see anyone else with their hands raised. If you would like to make a comment at this time, please raise your hand by using the raise your hand feature at the bottom of the computer screen, or either hit *9 if you're on a cell phone. Okay, seeing that I don't see any hands raised, we'll go ahead and close down the citizen comment section and bring it back to Ms. Brooks for any follow-up.
Mayor, I do not have any follow-up at this time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So that brings us to the next item on the agenda, and that is consent calendar A. Councilor Daniel.
Mayor, I move that we approve consent calendar A.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? I see one hand raised. Councilor Broyles.
I was just going through the financials, and I think we all should be pleased that our revenues in January were almost 4% higher than January of the prior year. So I think that shows the city is pretty strong economically. So I think we can all be proud of that, and we have a pretty good base. And so I was pleased to see that, wanted to share that.
Thank you, Councilor Broyles. Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. I don't see any other hands raised for any further discussion. So we will go ahead and take a vote, Ms. Martinez.
And Mayor, I just want to let you know, Charlie he dialed in on the phone, so he is here. This is you, Charlie, right?
Yes,
Council-
I'm on the phone.
Okay. Welcome aboard, Councilor Rigo. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Councilor Daniel,
Yes.
Mayor Coleman,
Yes.
Councilor Vigil,
Yes.
Councilor Broyles,
Yes.
Councilor Carson,
Yes.
Councilor Hensley,
Yes.
Councilor Griego.
Yes,
The motion carried unanimously.
Okay, thank you. Up next, we have under regular business, we have a presentation by an outside agency, the Alamosa Senior Center.
And I'm not exactly sure who's supposed to be on for this one.
Okay, so
I believe it was Lynette Cotton, but if in case she's on as someone else, I guess if they need to raise their hands so we can make sure, and if no one raises their hands, we may need to reschedule them.
okay. So if Lynette Cotton is on the Zoom, raise your hand by using the feature at the bottom of the computer screen, or either hit *9 and we'll bring you in so that you can give this presentation. Okay, Ms. Martinez, I don't see any hands raised and I don't see that name in our queue anywhere. So we may have to just reschedule it and just move on to the next item on the agenda.
We'll get that taken care of, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. The next item is on the Parks and Business brought forward by city staff, Parks and Recreation, a public hearing and second reading of ordinance number 3-2021, and ordinance amending ordinance number 5-2014.
Good evening, Mayor, Council.
Right.
I feel bad spoiling your clean agenda tonight, but this is an exciting ordinance, as you know. Second reading and public hearing for ordinance 3-2021, updating our fishing rules at Blanca Vista Park to allow for family fishing, adaptive needs, population fishing, and give us the freedom to enforce tighter bag limits if so necessary in consultation with CPW. Since it's second reading, I don't see any reason to rehash more than that, but I'm happy to take any questions and go from there.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rice. We'll go ahead and open it up for a public hearing, and then I'll bring it back to council for any additional comments. So at this time, I'll open up the public hearing and second reading for ordinance number 3-2021 and ordinance amending ordinance number 5-2014. At this time, if we have any attendees who would like to make any comments in regards to this ordinance, please raise your hand, either by clicking at the bottom of your screen, the raise your hand feature, or by hitting *9 on your cell phone, and we will welcome you into the public hearing. Okay, Ms. Martinez, I don't see any hands raised for the public hearing. Do you?
I do not see any hands.
Okay, so at this time, since there are no hands raised, I will go ahead and close the public hearing and bring it back to City Council for comments. And I will recognize the City Council members by the raise your hand features, hands that are raised in that column. We have up first, Councilor Vigil, followed by Councilor Hensley.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to get right to it. Just appreciate all the hard work from Andy and the crew. And if there's no other discussion, I move that we approve ordinance number 3-2021.
Okay. I see Ms. Hensley had her hand up also, and she may have wanted to make a comment, and I'm not for sure if you want to do that now or you want to second it, and then I'll open it up for comments, Ms. Hensley. What works for you?
I'll second it, but I do have a comment, so I'll second it and then you can open it up for comments.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, and I'll open it up for comments now.
And actually, it's more just a question. I'm curious what the status is of fish in that area, and is it something, just more curious, are we concerned that we'd run out of fish or anything like that?
Yeah, so our goal is a sustainable fishery, and it probably means deepening the pond eventually, but some of the habitat improvements we made are also steps in that process. This year, with low water in there, high evaporation, warm temperatures, whatever the reason, we are doubting there's any fish who wintered over. But each and every year, we will keep working with CPW to where, maybe they can survive. Some species survive better than others, right? And, oxygen and all these factors. So that's the goal. But right now, we don't think it was a good year for survival in there.
And so I guess, do we stock it, or is it something,
We do, yeah. CPW stocks it. Last year, they invested maybe twice as much as normal, given how much use it's getting, our investment in the pond. So that was really cool to see. And, obviously fishing has improved and attendance is up. So yeah, it's good stocking by them.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, Councilor Brawls.
Yeah, as I understand it, this allows families to go out there and fish. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, I appreciate the latitude, so thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Councilor Brawls. We have a motion and a second. I don't see any hands raised for comments. So I'll go ahead and have Ms. Martinez take the vote, but I just have one brief comment real quick. Andy, thank you and your team so very much for the wonderful things that you're doing in our community, especially with all of the park and recreational opportunities that are out there. And I'm quite sure a lot of people are going to be taking advantage of that fun here in the next few weeks. So keep up the great work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we're getting a little feedback.
Councilor Griego?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna stop my video. Councilor Vihill?
Yes.
Councilor Broyles?
Yes.
Councilor Carson?
Yes.
Councilor Hensley?
Yes.
Mayor Coleman?
Yes.
Councilor Daniel?
Yes.
The motion carried unanimously.
Okay, thank you. The next item on the agenda is committee reports. If you have any committee reports, please raise your hand and I'll recognize you so that you could give your committee reports. Okay, we have Councilor Daniel.
Thank you, Mayor. I did have the lead policy committee earlier this week, and it was a great report as usual from the Center for Restorative Programs. They are working on marketing to make sure, you know, the right message is getting sent about the program and so people understand what is happening with it. They are also getting back to some face-to-face meetings with their participants. So really good work. And then they have also worked on a new community referral pathway with the new funding that they have. And that community referral pathway will allow partner agencies to also make referrals. So they want to make sure that law enforcement always knows who's in the programs in case something comes up, but very exciting forward moving things that CRP and the LEAD program are doing.
Thank you for that update, Councilor Daniel. Okay, I don't see any new hands raised or other hands raised for this portion of committee reports. So I'll move on to staff announcements.
Mayor, staff doesn't have any updates.
Okay, good. Well, we'll move on down to the next item on the agenda. It's committee reports. I'm not committee reports, I'm sorry, council comments. If you have any council comments, just please raise your hand and I'll recognize you to make your comments. Councilor Broyles.
No, I'm happy to, you know, I guess I'm happy to see the more excitement in the city since we went down to a blue level. I know several businesses are excited. One business told me that he increased his business by 50%. I'm not sure what time period he's talking about, but it just shows the excitement that people in the city and the businesses are more excited. And I think that helps the city more. You know, we're more vibrant than we were well, not probably last year, but at least 6 months ago. So I just want to say, you know, the city is excited. I'm happy to see that excitement in the city.
Thank you, Councilor Broyles. Appreciate that comment. I agree with you. I've seen a lot of cars going through town and that is exciting. All right, up next we have Councilor Daniel.
Thank you, Mayor. Speaking of the blue level, I just wanted to remind people that we keep moving through phases of vaccine availability in our communities, and our healthcare partners are making those as accessible as possible to people. And so just being aware that there are multiple organizations, if people are interested in getting the vaccine or have any questions for that, who are providing it. So SLV Health, Valley-wide Health Systems, Rio Grande Hospital. So lots of public health, all of them. So if people have questions, they would like answers, they need information, they'd like to schedule it, or they just want to, you know, check things out, totally talk to their primary care provider. But also lots of organizations in our community are trying to get out information if people want more information about that. So that was really my update, and happy St. Patrick's Day. I wore my green today. I don't know if everybody else did, but so just hope everybody has a great day.
Thank you, Councilor Daniel, for that update. And I'm wearing the green. Look at there. See that green tie? All right, good deal. Councilor Carson.
Hey, I just wanted to reiterate what Councilor Daniels and what Councilor Broyles said. There is a lot of excitement, and a lot of people have given me a lot of positive feedback since we moved to blue. I see a lot of a lot more bustling around. So it seems like people are very excited to be moving around. I also wanted to apologize for missing last week. I had a sick child and we ended up back at Children's Hospital for 5 days with my teenager. So that's why I missed. We were dealing with that. So I just wanted to apologize to the group for missing last week. And yeah, I've seen a lot of positive feedback. So let's keep the forward momentum going. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Councilor Carson, and we hope your child gets the feeling better.
She has felt much better. She had pneumonia. So yeah, vaccines are important and we've got to look out for each other. She got sick and they believe she had it for at least a couple weeks. So that's the other scary thing is, be mindful of symptoms that you don't think are there. She is pretty tough and pretty resilient, but she was walking around with pneumonia. They suspect for at least 2 weeks before we caught it. So she was pretty sick by the time we caught it. So yeah, pay attention to that. It's kind of creep up on you, but thank you guys.
Thank you, Councilor Carson. Appreciate it. Okay, I don't see any other hands raised at this time for our council comments. So that means that it's time for an executive session. Would you all like to just go right into it, or do you need a 5-minute break, or how do you want to do this?
Do we have a link to go into that?
Ms. Brooks, you're muted. Ms. Brooks, you're muted. There you go.
Sorry, thank you. So Ms. Martinez has sent an email with a different link for the executive session.
Okay, so I see at least 3 hands raised. Were your hands raised to ask about that? Or do you need to make a comment?
We need a motion, right?
Okay, Councilor Daniel, and then, Councilor Daniel.
Mayor, I move that we move into executive session pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute Section 24-64024A and 24-64024E. These are to discuss the sale or swap of all portions of a 75-acre portion of the Alamosa Ranch, as well as to determine a position and instruct negotiators concerning resolution of a dispute surrounding historical agreement regarding developer reimbursement for the city's upfront costs.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. And Mr. Loy, I'll be with you in one moment. I see you have your hands raised. Okay, your hand raised. But we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay. Mr. Lloyd, did you have a question about the motion?
I had a question whether or not you wanted me to join you in executive session. It was my understanding that you did not need me in the executive session, and that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to check in.
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Boyd. We do not need you.
Thank you.
Very, very good. Thank you.
And thank you
Thanks
for
joining us.
Okay.
Thank you for having me. Have a nice night.
You too. We have a motion. We have a motion. We have a second. Any further discussion? Okay, Ms. Martinez, will you please take the vote?
Yes, sir. Councilor Hensley?
Yes.
Councilor Carson?
Yes.
Councilor Broyles?
Yes.
Councilor Vigil?
Yes.
Mayor Coleman?
Yes.
Councilor Daniel?
Yes.
Councilor Griego?
Yes.
The motion carried unanimously.
Okay, thank you. So what we'll do, everybody, is and no further business will be discussed after the executive session, for the record. What we'll do, everybody, is we'll go ahead and sign off here and sign on to the new link. And let's everybody try to do it, say by 7:26. Is that okay? All right, thank you.